I wanted to get your take on this business of the migrant crisis. We keep being told that it's all Suella Braverman's fault for using the word invasion, and Diane Abbott says that's why young lads are now in danger in migrant hostels. What's your take on it?
Well, Suella Braverman's only been Home Secretary for a month on and off. And, you know, you can't lay the blame of what happened allegedly in this hotel today. Actually, it happened in September last year, I think. We're only learning about it today, aren't we? You can't lay the blame at Suella Braverman's door. You know, the fact is, if we had a robust border control, you wouldn't have this problem in the first place. Suella was quite right to describe this as an invasion of the United Kingdom. We count 40,000 people so far this year, but the true number is almost certainly higher than that. I don't see media commentators focusing on it. You know, 40,000 is what we know about. Those are the 40,000 that we have apprehended and are now spending time in Manston and hotels and other places. But there's bound to be more than that entering the country. And what we need to do to prevent this problem from occurring in the first place is not to have a fantastic deportation system or safeguarding, you know, for young children when they're here, is to prevent illegal crossings of the channel in the first place. Prevention is much better than cure. And I'm afraid, I'm a great fan of Suella Braverman, but even she conflates a deportation program with border control. A deportation program is actually a recognition that your border control has failed because they've got into your country illegally. And then just coming back to the allegation of rape, you know, the whole point about checking people before they come into your country is to ensure that you're not taking on the kind of people, not welcoming the kind of people that you wouldn't want in society. You would want to be able to check their criminal records. You'd want to be able to check, you know, where they're coming from, what sort of people they are, whether they can stand on their own 2 feet once they enter the country. That's the reason we have a visa system. That's why you're meant to enter the country legally. Those are the protections you get when you enter legally. So when you have this open border policy that people like Diane Abbott were obviously fully in favor of, you're bound to get, you know, the kind of person you do not want in this country.
Absolutely. And it's particularly ridiculous at a time of so-called global health pandemic. When you say prevention, prevention is better than cure, there's a bit of that in the Manchester report that's out today about the Ariana Grande concert bombing, as if the assumption behind the report as you read it is that the police, now every police force needs to be like the RUC during the Irish Troubles, that there's an expectation that you're going to have to deal with bloody violence at any moment. And in fact, the idea that this is actually a conscious choice arising from the decisions we make, re-immigration, all kinds of other issues, is completely absent from that.
Well, I mean, there are parallels between the way we've been beating ourselves up today over the Manchester bombing and the way Diane Abbott would have us beat ourselves up over the alleged rape. And the parallel is this. We don't place the responsibility of these crimes at the door of the people who are perpetrating them, or at the policies that allowed these people into our country in the first place. We seem to wish to lay the blame at our own doorstep, to blame ourselves because having let them in, we didn't deal with them properly. In the case of Abadi, the Manchester bomber, he was born in the United Kingdom, but he was born to Libyan refugees. The father was a known jihadist. Abadi went back with his father and fought jihad in Libya, to be then welcomed back into the UK. He should have been arrested. He was known to the security services. The bombing should never have taken place. If we had a robust immigration policy and then we had a robust security enforcement, we wouldn't have the bombing in the first place. And that's what I mean about prevention is better than cure. And the same applies to illegal migrants. And there's also parallel, by the way, with Imran Khan getting shot. You know, we champion multiculturalism in this country. And for viewers who aren't familiar with it, multiculturalism is basically welcoming people from lots of different parts of the globe and allowing them to practice their cultures within our society. What we don't aim to do is to homogenize them or for this to become a large melting pot. But multiculturalism is a recipe for disaster. because you've got lots of different cultures, some of which are actually openly hostile to British heritage, values, openness, our approach to liberty, our approach to democracy, our belief that women should be allowed to vote and work and wear whatever they want to wear. A lot of cultures are openly hostile to that. And Abadi came from that kind of culture. And I'm sure some of the other people that cross that channel illegally similarly hold our culture in contempt. So multiculturalism, as we've practiced it, has been deeply damaging